No, I don't want to do that. There's no wall there. Okay, good. Since we kept going in a clockwise fashion, eventually we just got back to the door that we started at. Don't need that anymore. I actually do need the arrows here, though. So what you want to do is hit this little cluster of bomb flowers. And by doing that, that is the path that will enable you to go forward. Before you ask, no, you cannot impale yourself with the beak by accident. They made it to where that's not possible, thankfully. If you're standing where it was, they would just push you out of the way of it, so no big deal. If you play the Scarecrow song here, I believe you can go from there up to there, and there's a Skulltula up there. Like, there's a couple of recover hearts and a Skulltula, I think, but I really don't care enough to do that, so. What you're going to need for this fight is the Lens of Truth, obviously your sword, and I think arrows would be your best bet. I think you can use the hook shot, but I would use arrows for this one, so. Yeah, I'd stick with arrows on this one. So let's go ahead and put on the hover boots. Not sure if you need them getting across this room, but that's what I would use because it's easier that way. So let's take those off, turn the magic off. We are at the boss, ladies and gentlemen. This is, like I said, this is a really short dungeon, all things considered. Do I want to keep the... I'm actually considering keeping the hover boots on. The platform of this boss fight is very weird. I can never tell if it's better with the boots or without. Welcome to our boss fight with the Phantom Shadow Beast, Bongo Bongo. Man, is this thing fun to fight without the Lens of Truth, and I'm actually kind of tempted to do that, so... I might do this in the second round without the Lens of Truth on, but for this first one I want to show you how the boss fight's supposed to be done. So what you want to do right here is destroy the... Whoa, camera seizure. You want to destroy the two hands, or paralyze the two hands by shooting them with arrows. And then once you do that, put on the Lens of Truth, and Bongo Bongo will actually try to rush you like this. And then you'll shoot him in the eye with an arrow. That will cause him to get stunned, and then you just hack and slash away at him. Usually for the first hand, you can probably... There we go. Remember, he's invisible. That doesn't mean you can't hit him. He's invisible, not invincible. And there you go. That was with the Master Sword, mind you. I did not use the Big Goron Sword for that fight, so... That shows you how quickly he can die. With the Big Goron Sword, it still takes 2 rounds, I think, but you might be able to get it in 1. If you quick spin him enough, you could probably get him in 1 round. So yeah, you can do it without the Lens of Truth. Just because he's invisible does not mean he's invincible when you can't see him. It just means you can't see him, that's all. But yeah, a very, very easy boss fight. It's kind of a shame. It's because... he doesn't have that long of a stun animation, so you can just hack and slash away at him like a madman if you want to. And there's another heart container that'll take us up to 18. And just to show you the proof, in case you weren't sure, yeah, see? Look, I had the Master Sword equipped, not the Big Goron Sword, so... That would overly break that boss fight, but unfortunately the boss fight's kind of too easy anyway. Maybe they wanted to compensate for the water temple, but if that was designed to be the last... temple, they did not do a good job on the last boss fight for a temple. They should have made that much harder than it was. The only annoying part about that is the bouncy stage, but even then that's not too bad. I would recommend when you're shooting the hands though to L-target the first one, but on the second one don't L-target it. Just go into your first person mode when you're using the bow and arrow and then just shoot at it that way. For some reason it seems to be easier. Not sure why, but that's the case. Caretaker, that's the phrase I was looking for in the last episode, was Caretaker. I was thinking of like Parental Guardian or something like that, but Caretaker might as well suffice. As told, Impa was the sage, since she told us that outright. So on that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked, Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time, big surprise. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, which was the Ocarina of Time. Of course, Zelda threw it in the moat, and we grabbed it instead. And so his plan obviously changed when he realized not only did we have that, but we also had the 3 spiritual stones as well. So there's nothing to worry about. The princess is safe now. Soon you'll meet Princess Zelda face to face, and she will explain everything. That is when we, the 6 wise ones, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. So yeah, that took about 30 minutes, 31 minutes, including the cutscenes and the part where I actually entered the temple. So we're just going to average that out to 30 minutes. That temple doesn't take very long. 30 minutes for a Zelda temple this late in the game, that's pretty short, actually. Cutscenes and everything included. Yay, purple! You received the Shadow Medallion. Impa awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Please look out for the princess. It seemed to me like Impa would have already known she was one of the sages, but whatever. It's not like Soraya or Darunia or Ruta where it's like it was kind of surprised. It always felt to me like Impa already knew she was one of the sages. Or maybe Zelda knew she was one of the sages and that's why they kept Impa close by. I don't know. It just feels like Impa would have already known she was a sage. So with the hover boots acquired, there's actually not a lot to do when in the way of side questing going to the next area. A lot of the side questing actually starts in the area rather than like, okay, we've got the hover boots, what can we do in Lon Lon Ranch now that we couldn't do before? Nothing really changes on that front, so I don't think I got 40 tokens, do I? No, I do have 40 tokens, okay. I can go and pick up the 40 reward, even though it's just bomb shoes. It's not you, is it? No, it's not. Is it you? Yeah, it's you. Curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's a reward for you. And you get bomb shoes. I'll explain bomb shoes when they actually become necessary, which is not until Ganon's Tower. Not used for anything else except for the mini-game that we did way back when as a kid for the Piece of Heart and one of the bong bags. The bomb bags, not the bonga bags. Been fighting Bongo Bongo too many times, now it's the bongo bag. It's a bag where you hold your bongos, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm actually going to let this video continue on, because that did take about 30 minutes and I try to keep my videos at 25, so I'm actually going to keep going here. So if you didn't hear the intro outro, that's why. Because it's going to be like mostly that temple and then probably like the room before and then the boss fight and then this for one of the videos. It's going to be kind of weird, but that dungeon is incredibly short if you're not going for all the tokens and whatnot, so not that big a deal. The bomb shoes are right here, by the way, so we've got about everything. We're missing a magic spell, a couple of arrows, and the 4th bottle. Missing one of the shields. Obviously the spirit medallion and the song to get there. You can look on the map where you need to go next, which is Gerudo Valley, Gerudo's Fortress. And that is actually where we're headed, so oh no, I don't have the Ocarina equipped. Let's go ahead and call Epona. Not going to be needing the Lens of Truth for a while now. Oh, Epona! Whoa, that was weird. Can I? There we go. I was supposed to say, can I actually, get on there? Now, we've already been to where the last area is, and that is off to the west. We were in Gerudo Valley a little bit. We returned the poacher's saw to him, and he gives us the broken knife for the big Goron sword quest. I got stuck on nothing there. That was lovely. We also went there for a couple heart pieces as a kid, where I grabbed the cuckoo and flew down and grabbed those 2 heart pieces that were like in the waterfall and across the canyon. But we never actually got that much further into the area, and there's a lot more to it than you would first think. It's not just the temple, there's quite a bit you can actually do there. So off we go back to Gerudo Valley. You are going to need Epona or your hookshot longshot to get across this. You can actually longshot to the other side of this, but just a fair warning. That was where we returned the poacher's saw. In fact, I think if you talk to him, we've got time. Let's go ahead and talk to him. I'm pretty sure he mentioned something about, like, I'm a master craftsman, who's just made, like, a really weird noise. Those Gerudo thieves, they broke the bridge. I want to fix it, but all my workers are gone. They said working as carpenters isn't cool, and then they went to Gerudo Fortress to become thieves. Hey, you, if you're going to the fortress, would you mind finding out what my workers are doing over there? Sure, why not? I don't know why they broke the bridge, seeing as it was the bridge to get between this area and the rest of, you know, like Hyrule Field and all that. I don't know why they'd break it, but they did. So welcome to Gerudo's Fortress. Another sort of mini dungeon, kind of like the Ice Cavern and the bottom of the well. So just run in here, and whenever you do... Halt! Stay where you are! Screw you people, I'm getting out of here. They can't really stop you since you're on a horse, but whatever. And then they throw you in jail. Stupid kid, get in there and keep quiet. That's not a very nice way to treat your guest. Time to break out of the prison, since they did not bother getting rid of any of your items and whatnot. They're all still there. You can easily just pull out the long shot, and you're free. However, since we have to free all of the craftsmen in order to actually gain real entry into this place, we're going to be doing this little mini temple. We've got time for it, so let's go ahead and jump right in. And yes, I did actually mean to go down here first. So inside of the Thieves' Hideout, you're going to find that all the carpenters actually got locked away in cells, and each one will mention something like, I don't know where you came from, but could you get me out of here? And you have a lot of guts to come through here. All my fellow carpenters are in prison somewhere in here. If you can get us out of here, we'll repay the favor somehow. But be careful, there's sure to be Gerudo guards somewhere around here, and then, surprise, you get ambushed by one, and this will happen every single time. It's a very basic fight. It's not incredibly difficult. If you've got the big Goron sword, you can really abuse the range here. If not, it's fine. The only thing you have to worry about is sometimes they'll do a charge attack, where they'll kind of like charge up for a second and then try to run at you. And if they hit you with that, it's going to knock you down and you'll actually get thrown back in the jail area. That right there, where she was charging right there. Yeah, like that. And then they go, don't take it so lightly. I thought I had enough range to actually hit her before that, but evidently not. Unfortunately, like the Gerudo pirates in Majora's Mask, it is a mini-boss fight that you can essentially just mash the button for and just go crazy. Unfortunately, I'll have to sit through that dialogue again. But I mean, you can just run forward and keep doing the stab thing. You can essentially fight these guards like they're Armos. You know, not the Armos, the Stalfos. Just like run forward and just stab and just do that over and over. They might dodge it or try to block it, but eventually you're going to get a hit in just because they're going to try to hit you. Because you're close to them, but, you know. Yeah, there we go. See, I blocked it right there by hitting her. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And each time you beat one, they'll drop a key. You'll use the key to open the door. Talk to them again. Did you come here to save me? Oh, that's just swell. I'm Ichiro the Carpenter. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Isn't that a character from, like, Bleach or something like that? That anime? I don't watch anime, so I don't know. We were really interested in joining their all-female group, but they locked us up just like this just because we're men. Shouldn't you have known if it was an all-female group that you probably weren't going to get accepted? We don't care about the Gerudo anymore. They're so rude. They're the Gerudo. And each time you free one, they'll let you know how many of the carpenters are still imprisoned and to free them as well. So, let's go ahead and grab some stuff here. And basically just kind of traverse this area. It's kind of a weird area to go around in, but I know my arrows equipped, and I need to have those equipped. There we go. You can use the arrows to knock out the Gerudo, and they'll stay knocked out until you leave and re-enter the area that you were in, so they're going to stay like that a while. Actually, no, I think I'm going to go up this way anyway. I'm really bad at navigating this area because it always seems like I miss one of the carpenters that I need to find. There we go, got her in the kneecaps. Here's one of them. I always presume since the cell was empty, this is the one that they were planning to store you in, but they didn't have the door ready or something like that. Who knows if maybe they'd use it for the master carpenter if he showed up. Can't really tell, but the other one is occupied by one of the carpenters, so apparently he's got an afro going on here. Man, that guy looks really weird. Even by N64 standards, he looks really weird. But be careful, there's sure to be Gerudo guards somewhere around here. Like right here. I might go ahead and show the big Goron sword for like the third and fourth ones, just to show you the difference in it. It's kind of like the Darkling fight as well, except obviously in the Darkling fight you don't stab because he'll just jump on your sword, but it's similar in the fact that it's much easier with the big Goron sword, just because they're not able to block your attacks as well as they would be when you're using the Master Sword. I was going to say, I think quick spinning is kind of useless because I'm pretty sure they automatically jump back for that, but she didn't. She jumped back, but she got hit by it anyway right there, so if they're in a corner, you might be able to use it. But quick spinning doesn't seem to work very well right there, or just doing the spin attack in general, so I would not recommend doing that. You're a cute kid. Thank you for coming to save me. I'm Gerudo the carpenter. These women are so scared I'd rather work as a carpenter than join them. Dude, they wouldn't let you join anyway. So that's 2 down, 2 to go. And we're going to head out the same way that he did, because we have not gone this way yet. A lot of this is just kind of trying to figure out where you've gone and where you haven't gone, so... Next, I think we want to go down here. Like I said, I have a really bad habit of getting one of the 2 carpenters and then not getting the other one. Well, that was weird. Like, I always seem to miss one of the carpenters coming through here. This is the 3rd one, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't matter what order you save them in, though. As long as you get all 4, because you do have to get all 4 in order to continue on through the story, so... Carpenters are imprisoned. If you can get us out of here, we'll repay the favor somehow. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is the exact same dialogue. It's more like a monologue, but whatever. Oh, right, I said I'd show the big Goron sword. You can essentially just, like, spam the stab move right here, and they're not going to be able to do anything against you. So yeah, it breaks it pretty badly. Which is fine, because it's kind of a clunky fight anyway. So this is Saburo, the carpenter. You've seen our boss? He's probably worried about me. I have to get back to him immediately. One more of our workers is still a prisoner. Please save him. Now, that's a different way from what we came in, but if you go that way, you'll actually find that it's going to lead out to essentially a dead end. I don't know how he got out, but whatever. So we actually want to go back the way we came here. And there are vines, that's why I knew it was safe to jump down here, because you can actually climb back up right here. And we came in through that door, I believe, so we're going to go through this one now. Yeah, this is correct. Okay. There are a lot of Gerudo hanging out in this one particular room, so I'd recommend getting rid of all of them. There will be a 3rd one that will come in from right there, too, but I'm going to go ahead and knock out that one. Gotta wait for him to show up. This one we actually knocked out earlier, but it was on the other end of the hallway. And it doesn't look like she's actually showing up, so what I'm going to do is try to get a better angle where I can get her. No, the pots are in the way now. Yeah, see, there she is. That was a hallway we were in earlier, and the reason that I did not walk through the hallway and keep going was because I knew there was going to be a bunch of them in here. Grab some arrows. But yeah, the big advantage to coming in up through that top spot is you can knock out those 2 pretty easily, because they're always going to patrol that one room. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this Gerudo Fortress symbol to go away. And there's actually a skull tool up here. This is only available at night, so if it's during the daytime, go ahead and play the, Dude, thank you. You're nuts. Go ahead and play the... I'm just gonna call it this anyway, because apparently I can only remember Wind Waker. Play the Song of Passing. No, play the Sun Song and switch it to night if it's not night. Okay, yeah. So, you'll come back out here, that's where the token is, and the area you need to jump down to is right here. Wait for the guard. There we go. That guard can catch you if you wait too long right there. So, don't wait too long. Okay, we're good. I always think that there's another guard there, but there's not, so... I think that might be the first time I've navigated through that mini dungeon without forgetting where the last guy was. And I'll show you why I usually get messed up in a second. If only this was like Paper Mario 2 with the cursed treasure chest, where eventually they just started joking about how they all said the same thing. Or like Earthbound, the monkey next to me, he also likes hamburgers. Thank you. Take the key. I was afraid you were going to forget about me. Yeah, sure, just grab the key and leave. I'm Shiro the Carpenter. For rescuing me, I'll tell you something interesting about the desert that I overheard the Gerudos talking about. They said, in order to cross the haunted wasteland, you'll need the Eye of Truth. The Colossus is on the far side of the wasteland. So they're going back to the tent near Gerudo Valley, so drop by sometime. You might find something helpful there. So you do need the Lens of Truth in order to get through this, to get to the next temple, but you don't have to go through the Shadow Temple. You just have to go through the well. And then this Gerudo will show up here and will mention that you are actually very good at thieving, and that she used to think all men besides the great Ganondorf were useless, but now that she's seen us, she does not think so. The exalted Nabur, our leader, put me in charge of this fortress. Nabur is the second in command to the great Ganondorf, so she's kind of the third in command right now, the person we're talking to. Her headquarters are in the Spirit Temple, which is at the end of the desert. So she mentions you're in from now on. Take this with it. You'll have free access to all areas of the fortress. So you get the Gerudo's membership card. You can get into the Gerudo's training ground in their hideout. This also means that they're not going to ambush you and throw you into the jail anymore, more importantly. But you've got free access, so you can roam this area like you could anywhere else without getting caught by any of the guards. So you won't have to come back into the actual fortress itself, but now you're free to do what you please, essentially. You can talk to the Gerudo if you want. A little bit of history behind them in case you care. If not, no big deal. The Gerudo basically are all women, and somehow, I don't know how this works at all biologically, but they're all women, and they have one male that is born, I think, every 100 years or something like that. It's something crazy. But born once every 100 years, and that was Ganondorf in this case. And so it's pretty much all women except for the one man that's alive at the time. It's rather odd. They don't really explain it very well. Okay, let's see here. I don't think I can reach that from here. I gotta go ahead and do this little segment here. The reason that I get so distracted is there's actually a piece of heart on top of the fortress here. And I usually pick this up while navigating through the first time. After that, we'll probably call this a video and just end it off there. This should be a pretty decent spot to reach it with a long shot. And it is right there. It's in a very strange spot. I think you can also play the Scarecrow song, but you can get it from right there too. So we get a piece of heart. We need 3 more, and we'll have all the heart pieces left in the game. One's the 50 tokens. One of them is from an archery game that we have not yet played, and then one of them is in the area right outside of the Spirit Temple. So those are the 3 that are left. So with that, we are out of time. So next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're probably going to do the archery minigame, which is over there behind the fortress. We'll do that, and we'll probably head to the Spirit Temple. We probably won't enter it in the next episode, but we should be able to have everything else ready. In case you're wondering, I think there is a chest. No, that's... How do you get up there? In case you're wondering, that's where they locked you in, but there's a way to get up there. I think you do need the Scarecrow song for it, and it's got a huge rupee, which is 200 rupees in there, if you want it. But if not, no big deal. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, I missed. See you then.